Hey everyone, I'm back and we're ready for another episode of Sip and Snip. Are you guys ready for this one? I'll give you guys a few minutes to come on in and join the festivities. I see a few of you there. Let's see if this audio is going to work for us. We had some technical difficulties, but that's technology for you. Hi, Val. Hi, Natasha. I see you guys. Thank you so much. Let's get this show started. I see my guest has already joined us, and let's see if our technology is going to work for us, guys. I always say, hope your coffee is strong and your Wi-Fi stronger. Let's get this intro started. Welcome to Sip and Snip. I'm your host, Palma, and she loves it. Hope you've poured your favorite drink and you're ready for this guest. Some artists create beautiful work, and then there are artists who create work that make you pause, look again, and feel something. Erin Fernandes is that artist. She's the 2026 Contessa Canadian Hairstylist of the Year and the 2024 NAHA Hairstylist of the Year. And in the same year, she won the Contessa Colourist of the Year. This girl's on fire, let me tell you. She's the owner of Bonbon Salon and the three-time Ontario Hairstylist of the Year. For you Canadians, that's a hat trick and we love it. And while these titles speak volumes, what I really want to get into is the why behind the work. What drives it, what pushes it forward, and what it takes to show up time and time again. So if you're here live with us again, stay present and stay engaged. Drop your thoughts right in the comments because that's where the magic happens and that's where we learn our audio is working. So let's cut the small talk and welcome Erin Fernandes onto the show. Let's get her on. I see the request. All right. How lucky am I? Twice in a day, baby. I'm so excited. All right. I see Erin.
Hi.
Can we hear Erin?
Hi.
Hi, I can hear you. Can everyone hear us? Hi, Luca. I see you. That's my son. He's joined in too.
Oh, cute.
Yes, we have a few visitors. Can someone give us a thumbs up that
Okay.
you can hear us? We can hear you. Can you hear Erin?
Hi.
Check on the mic. Check. Oh, let's get it. Let's get it. Check on the mic. Here we are, welcoming Erin Fernandes to the show. Thank you guys. Thank you for the support. I see so many of my hairstylist friends, my sisters and brothers of our community coming together. We've gotten the thumbs up, Erin. Here we are. Welcome back to the show. For those of you who are just joining us, this is our second episode. That's right. You guys missed a whole other episode of Sip and Snip with Erin Fernandes. And what can I tell you? It was fabulous. It was authentic. It was real. And we're going to do it again. So thank you, Erin, for coming back
It,
on.
it is my pleasure. I
Guys,
mean,
when
I had so much fun the first time. Let's do it again.
Right? You know what? You should have bit your tongue at the end of the episode when you said, let's stay connected. Let's just contact each other.
I mean that for sure. But if
You're
it's
like, that was too soon, Palma.
no, not at all. But I was like, oh my God, Plum is calling me. Hi.
And honestly, I was frantically, I was like, what do I do? Where do I call her? And I have your cell number, but why I chose to call you with Instagram, was
I
what? What just
okay.
happened to me?
We have so many forms of communication. We might as well use them.
You know what? I think this is going down in history as the best episode ever.
Yes.
Sorry, guys, who have been here, and sorry for the ones who are coming. But this one, guys, tops the cake. We're here with the 2026 Contessa Hairstylist of the Year. Yes, I say it with my chest because I was on that stage that night watching all the nominations come through and then your name being called. How did that moment feel to you?
Uh, Surreal. Validating.
Wow.
I wanted to I wanted to talk to my dad so bad. I wanted to hug my husband. I was so happy that my work fam was there. My small little team that I have that just has supported me in the past couple of years. And it was a goal that I set for myself and that I finally achieved it. And it was all of the feels, like all the things.
And
Relief. Did I say that?
yeah, and on relief, you're like in relief.
Yeah, relief.
Noted. We felt that. Like in that moment when your name gets called, I've been there, so I know it is a surreal feeling.
Yeah.
And you're proud. Like you get up there, and what I'm trying to get at is you're walking with all your peers behind you. You receive that award with those peers watching on you, watching over you, your team, your family. We touched on our husbands, our partners,
Yeah.
how grateful we are for these people who support us
Yeah.
behind the scenes.
He
They,
literally texted me like
oh,
as we were going live, how did it go, babe?
oh.
Well,
You're like, well, I confessed my love to you on national, Instagram, and nobody heard it.
it's like that's
But
okay.
I felt
That's
it. I
me
felt
too.
it.
Yeah.
I think
It
maybe
got my nerves off, so that was good.
right. I think you and I needed that maybe. Maybe
Maybe.
that glitch in the universe happened so that you and I can be like, we're real. We both have partners in our lives who are super supportive of our craziness.
Yeah.
Right? We're both
Yeah.
here on our free time, not so free because Erin is on a week-long creative holiday, if we call it that. And you're
Yeah.
creating art as we speak. And in fact, asking you to come back and do the episode again. You're like, Palma, I just plugged in the flat iron. I gotta unplug it and come
I
back on the
mean,
show.
I took my bra off, I got my headphones on, I put my like working pajamas on, and yeah, yeah. But
I
I
love it.
mean,
We're real.
I love this. This is so fun. So
Hey, you
I'm
know what? I love these Mondays. It is the only Monday I throw on a little bit of blush and some mascara and say, hey, I'm here. I have arrived as your host. And thank you. We appreciate, you coming back on the show. And I'm
my pleasure.
sorry. I'm sorry that you have to put the bra back on, but next time, all bras off, honey, the next episode.
And no heels ever
No
again.
heels. That's right. I got my fuzzy slippers on. No lie. Like, here we go. Fuzzy slippers, baby. We got
Yeah,
comfy feet.
I'm not showing you my flip-flops. They're
Listen,
mine.
but you know what? That is something as hairstylists, hair artists, we don't talk a lot. And we didn't talk about this in our last episode. How comfortable our feet need to be. A
Yeah,
little foot rub wouldn't hurt sometimes,
right. Yeah. I mean, the hot tub does wonders at the end of the day, and I
right?
legit only wear sneakers now.
Yes.
And
I live in them.
yeah, they're
Yes.
amazing. I
Yes.
mean, back in the day, I mean, because we're from the same generation,
Yeah.
like we used to work in heels.
Oh yes, and the higher the better. And mine were the very chunky heel, like very avant-garde. Had the platform, the leather, the straps. Guys, I'm talking about my shoes, not my bustier. Okay, like even though your girl is snatched always, I'm always looking, for the tightest shoe. But for real, that was our reality. Like even doing platform work. Are you crazy? You couldn't
Oh,
go on stage, at the premiere show and wearing running shoes. Like, no,
yeah.
but now, honey.
Well, and the sneaker game has definitely,
Oh, yeah.
leveled up. So,
Yeah, we could definitely have a whole episode on that because I am a sneakerhead through and through. But
okay.
enough about that. This
Yes.
show, I like to say, let's cut the small talk. And here we are again, round two. Girl, what are you sipping on? Because we didn't even get to that because I wanted to know, where's your water?
Oh, I left it in the back room. I was so like, put the
My
bra on, and
God.
yeah, I'm
Now
sorry.
she's flushed.
I
You're gonna get a
was, I
drink after this.
Yeah. Well, maybe after I put
The end
in
of
a
the week.
nice chunk of time back there, and then I will.
Okay, see, you gotta keep focused. Listen, I am not here promoting any type of beverages that shouldn't be in your body. Um, so if someone chooses to have an alcoholic beverage, good for you. But I'm not here promoting it. Honestly, we've been a very clean family since the beginning of the year, and dry January,
Oh, good for you.
yeah, has just like, well, we're not really. I'm like a one girl, one drink, and I'm a good time, you know? Like, okay, not like that, guys. But I've never been an over drinker. I mean, come on, I'm Italian. My father makes wine,
Right.
so
Yeah.
that little glass here and there. I enjoy it with company, um and it's all love, but and never to abuse it. It's never been the thing. But we decided, you know what? Let's do dry January and see what that's like. And for me, it's like nothing. But my best friend is begging me, come on, have a glass of wine with me. I said, okay, maybe in the summertime. Now that I'm living out in Niagara region, we can hit up a nice
Oh,
winery. So
absolutely.
yeah, I agree. If you want to kind of have a water
Oh, it's
hydration week,
yeah.
yeah,
So that I can maybe dehydrate later.
there you go.
And I want to stay very focused when I'm working on these things. But yeah, I would have had my glass of water. I just was like, hey, let's get going. So I
Perfect.
apologize, but cheers.
No, cheers to you. I'll pretend I have it too. But okay, so we're going to get right into the questions because I, again, am so thankful that you could come back on the show. So we've talked about how that moment felt when they called your name. I mean, that is huge. And I want to know a little bit about that winning collection. I mean, you were graced over the cover of Salon magazine, that little pixie haircut. And like I said to you before, I was trying to mimic that cute bob that you had going on. How did that look come to life?
Um, s- uh, s- so well, okay, without like saying and on the last or the first episode, but kind of. So it was sort of it was a one-off. Like I cut it in a certain way, and then the day of, the model had a really, and I like this. Her hairline was a little bit farther back. She
Oh,
had a beautiful forehead, and I wanted to show that off and kind of the
yeah,
juxtaposition between that sharp line and extra forehead just
yeah,
makes it a little bit more. I don't know if it's editorial, a little bit more avant-garde,
yeah,
without being that.
yeah.
And I didn't love it, so I just moved it, and that's what happened.
I love it.
And
I love that you did that. I love that you just like we mentioned before, and again, I think this whole episode, guys, we're gonna say that because it really was so good. So I do want us to repeat as much as we can from it.
absolutely, yeah,
In those moments of being right in front of your canvas, it can get overwhelming if you keep looking at the same thing and you know what you want the outcome to look like. I love that you mentioned a little bit editorial, a little bit avant garde. There is something elegant about that. And the look with this pixie and this wider, longer forehead and the way she was sitting, it really did capture that. And when you moved the wig, you nailed it. And that's why you call it your one off shot, because had
yeah.
you not done that, you would have kept it in the same place and maybe wouldn't have
It's
graced
a
a cover of a magazine.
Yeah. It just tweaked it and took it to that unexpected, I guess you could say.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I,
Well,
I
yeah,
like that. I really like that word. I never thought about using the word unexpected because to me it's mysterious. I'm a Scorpio, so anything mysterious I love. Because really, like, if we don't talk about this now on this show, for instance, we don't know how these creations came to life. We could talk about how, you mentioned that these are wigs, and tell us a little bit more about what you do about the wigs. Hint,
so
hint.
okay. So I make all of my own wigs. Um, I sew most of them. I sew, and then for the color, I always sew because it's got to be cleaner and just just you. How do I want to say this? Cleaner, so that there's less work done in the editing. That's what I
Oh,
would
see,
say.
that's really smart. That's a good thought to go with this as well, because in the final moments in your photo shoot, people need to really understand, or artists, when we're doing this, having to make sure that those lines are so clean so that you're editing, you're not spending hours or paying a photographer even
That's
more
it.
money to make sure that flyaways, because there are rules, right? Like we can even get into AI. We're not allowed to do that in some of these competitions. There is no shifting of the image. So your work has to be really clean. So you hand sewing these pieces that you've colored and created and attached to these handmade wigs. I mean, Erin, well deserved on these
Well,
titles. Like huge
thank you.
congratulations for all
Thank
that
you.
hard work you put into it.
I honestly just didn't know any better.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
for the
So
best.
what's that?
For the best.
Yeah, because it was a journey and I grew, and every collection was just trying something different. And so now I use, depending on what I'm shooting for, I'll use a hot glue gun. And that actually comes in handy on set. If something isn't sitting properly, I just kind of like pop it off and then glue it
Yes.
back on.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, and because in the past couple of years, I've taken those weeks off and then just sort of like one idea morphs into another, and I don't have time to be hand sewing all of these
Yeah, of
wefts
course.
onto wig caps.
Of
So
course, but this
yeah.
is exciting. So you have a week off of creativity, and I can't wait to see what you're creating next. I mean, you have multiple titles attached to you, and you have multiple nominations coming up. Like this is the season, Erin. Your season is here. You're thriving. So I can only imagine how you're feeling in this moment, taking a week off, starting the week off with us on Sip and Snip, talking about your creative process, and this is all love coming to you. You're not going to have any creative blockage. This is going to be good juju for you. Don't look at me like that. I am giving you all of the juju love. I've told you this before and I'll say it again. I used to call myself the glue gun queen when it comes to my creations. And now we get to share that title because I think that's a really great point that you share and that we can share together. That is a great tool for us to use when we're creating this art. So
Mhm.
one question, you just mentioned how you remove some of these pieces. If they're glue gunned, how do you remove it? Because I use a blow dryer to get it off and heat up that glue a little bit to peel it off easier. What do you do?
Yes. Yours is a much smarter way of doing it. Um, I just rip it off because, again, I did not know. So I've just learned something. Thank you very much, Palma.
There you go.
Um,
Yeah, heat it up. Sometimes even take the flat iron to it. Yeah,
yeah,
you know that thing that you had plugged in and you had to
yeah,
unplug it? Yeah,
yeah.
that.
No, I just
I'm
literally
telling
like tear it off and
that was my first reaction too, and it like messed up everything. And then I was like, what if I just put the blow dryer on the hottest, like, and just
yeah,
try to get it just there, and it just melted it a little bit to peel it. So
that's
that's
so
really
smart.
helpful.
Yes, thank you.
Girl, I'm
Thank you
not
for the
just
tip.
your host, okay?
Well, I appreciate that.
I Yeah.
I I love that like we're sharing these tips because
Yes.
literally, how did I not know that? Unless I had come on, chatted with you, and then you told me. So
Thank
thank you.
you. Note to the other artists who are interested in coming on Sip and Snip, honey. We all learn from each other.
Yeah,
No, ding.
absolutely.
I need to get like a little bell when a good point is made.
I think that's a really good
I think
idea.
it might annoy people, but honey,
No, I'm like,
this is who I
no,
am,
this isn't, no,
right?
no, I don't have anything.
Right? I need to get a bell. I'm gonna just annoy everybody with every good point. It would be going off like I'm blessing us, like it's church, baby, because we are here preaching. I love it. Let's talk about these colors that you create. And again, like you create such bold colors. Where does that come from? Where does the vision of that start?
Yes. I really wish I had answers for a lot of these. I, you know,
It's here, right
I,
here, right?
yeah, I don't work with mood boards. I tried to this year. I felt very claustrophobic. It didn't work for me. I will literally just look at, because I have a whole room full of color in my back room, and
Wow.
I don't even choose colors that I want like as a palette for a collection. I
Right.
just am like, okay, I like this, this, and this together, and I think I'll just start playing and see, like, I'll either do a blending, a blocking, a highlighting, whatever, and then rinse it. I'll usually take it out to my husband and say, what do you think? And he'll
Yes.
just be like, okay. Okay, so I need more.
Yeah.
And I won't I I build on the colors. So if I start with maybe four colors and then I rinse it and I blow dry it, flat iron it, and I'm not vibing it, then I'm like, okay, what am I not liking? And I add more.
Okay.
But
I like that.
yeah, as far as color choices, I have tried to go in the direction of like beautiful copper tones and earthy tones, and
Okay.
while I love them,
Yes.
and the winning collection this year, like, shut up, it was
Yes.
die for
Yes.
jewelry, love. I just can't seem to execute it.
Okay. And
Yeah.
that's okay. I mean, you will still continue to work on these things. You are Erin Fernandez. I will constantly remind you who you are because I think you do have moments where you pinch yourself and think, how do I get to this next, level? And maybe you not executing it the way that you want to, but you are creating something that's so powerful in the next breath. You get what I'm
Mhm.
trying to say?
I love it. I think it's gorgeous. I just don't know if it's my lane.
Right. And
Yeah,
that's
that's
okay
all. And
too.
yeah, absolutely.
I'm
So,
not a
like,
perm girl. Like, I don't do perms. That's not my lane.
who does? I mean,
Right?
kudos to those that do.
Right.
Um, but yeah,
Not my
no,
lane.
while I love them, when I'm working in a creative aspect, I gravitate towards just all the color.
Love it. And speaking
Yeah.
of all the color, I want to talk about your collaboration with Robin Lachance. Like, wow, breathtaking. Another artist who was just on the show on Sip and Snip. We had her on February, and she really gave us some insight, just like yourself. And we, again, talked about this in the other episode where our generation grew up with artists. We love them. They were creative. They made us want to be that creative, but they didn't show or share their tips. They
Right.
didn't want us to know. And I truly do feel that no two artists is the same. And so, Robin sharing, you sharing, myself, whoever comes on the show, it is such a gift from Natasha Guignon to Norm Wright to the list that is endless of the people to come on next. So, I love that we're all collaborating this way. But talk to me about your collaboration with Robin. How did that all start?
So we met at, and actually, we had never met previous to this. And I mean, we'd both been in the industry competing for
Okay.
years, but
Yeah.
we met at Live Fashion, yeah, Americas in 2024, and we
Where you
connected.
won. Where you won.
Yes, yeah,
I
I
will
did.
drop the bombs. Again, this is where the bell would come into use. Yes.
Yes,
Okay. Go
I was
on.
very lucky enough to win. Yeah. Um, and we had just, like, reached out because, two Canadians, Heidi
Yeah.
Kenny actually was there. And so we had all reached out to kind of connect while we were there, and we sat together. I was a bit tipsy. We vibed. She was super chill. And she, I I had said previous that she asked, I hope that that's correct. Maybe we may have said something like, wouldn't it be so cool uh, if we collaborated? And we followed through on it. I'm a big, if we're gonna do it, let's do it. Like, give me your word, let's follow through. And that was August 2024. January 2025, we connected as we said
Love
we
it.
would. I loved that. I love that level of commitment, and just, following through with what you say.
Yes.
Just such a genuine person. I felt so comfortable and enthusiastic about working with her.
I love it.
And um, I know that you're going to kind of ask about, like, how was it working together? She is such a giving stylist
Yeah.
that, I learned so much from her. I'm like not organized. She is super organized and has the mood boards. And I came into the shop the day of the shoot, and there was models assigned to different looks, and uh, I learned from that. That was
Yeah,
amazing. It really made the day go so smoothly. It
right.
was great. Um, and I
She
just
is
I
like that. She even when she was on the show, sorry to interrupt your thought, but
yeah,
she was very methodical, and
she is.
I am not like that. Like that, it's nice to see that. It's like when you're watching documentaries of artists and you see the mood board, you see, the cloths and materials next to a drawing of the model,
She
and she
draws. She draws them.
right,
Like
right,
what? That's
right.
crazy.
I mean, all of my collections, which is really kind of cool, all came to me when I was flying on an airplane.
That's so
And
crazy.
and I have sketches. Literally, I am not a artist in drawing by any means, but I literally have drawings of like my award-winning collections.
That's
Like
so
that
cool.
is so cool to sort of see how when they say put pen to paper and
Yeah.
how that creates a manifestation. Okay, we're not going to get into the
Okay.
spiritual world here, but I do find that learning those and understanding those techniques and grabbing something like that from somebody, and then you, to not underestimate Erin Fernandes, people, you come with something else to create this incredible collaboration. So sure, you have one person who has it up on a board and is able to see it, but you have it locked in here, and to actually see you create it. That's how I think this marriage of this collection came to life, because it is absolutely stunning. For
Thank
those of you
you.
who do not know the collection, Robin and Erin both have it collaborated on their Instagram pages. Go check out that collaboration. I love it. I even love when the models do like the little, and then all
Oh,
of a
she's
sudden
so
they're
good at that.
so cool.
She's so good. That's not has nothing to do with me. I mean, I couldn't
Like,
turn on my computer. So no, she sent all that to me. She was so generous that way.
yes,
And I would say that it was so respectful in the way that we came together. There was no ego. That it was just, what are you drawn to? What am I drawn to?
right.
And then we come together. We collaborated. We did three of our own images, and then we actually that day worked on
Wow.
the sort of like mohawk tail one
Love
together.
it.
Yeah, it was a lot
That's
of fun.
awesome. That's awesome. And speaking of coming together and collaborations, we had mentioned earlier there's a store that you talked about in the States, because we're sharing ideas on like, oh, you got the name?
No, I think it's Holly Hobby.
Holly Hobby.
Maybe
Okay,
somebody
my
who's
American friends.
watching can tell us.
Okay, my American friends, we see you. We know you're watching. We
Exactly.
want to know what's in this store. Somebody's got to go in with a camera, because Erin and I, we're going to set up a bus ride. All you hairstylists out there who want to join us, we're going to do this. Erin, I'm telling you, how much fun would that be if we had all of us hair artists?
We'd never leave. We would never leave. I spent 2 hours in Michael's a month ago,
Right?
like just holding things up in my head. What do we
Yeah,
think? My
yeah.
assistant's with me. The patience this woman has, honestly.
God bless. We'll have another episode and we'll bring her on. But I'm glad our audio is working, so we can say thank you to your assistant as well. Because
Oh,
I
her
mean,
name's Mo.
Mo, okay, well, thank you, because that's so cool that, somebody else is in your life who has the patience as well to
Yeah,
walk in. Hey, and into the dollar store as well. Like
shout
one of
out.
my collections made out of a garbage can from the dollar store, and I am not afraid to share it, because, honey, if you saw the chicken wire scratches on my legs when I started out, because nobody was willing to guide you, right? Like
Yeah,
you related to that as well, and
absolutely.
that's why we're here to say, hey, we're happy to share our secrets. They ain't secrets,
I love
everyone.
sharing. I mean, I think it's just helping everybody level up. Like, hello, the flat iron with the glue. But I mean,
Yeah,
I've reached out to multiple artists being like, oh my God, I don't know. Are they going to get angry? And it was amazing. Like, one guy walked me through how to do something. How
I love that.
generous. Yeah. And that's what, you know, I hope that this community continues to evolve towards.
That's why I started this, Erin, to be really honest with you. Again, like you and I both being here on our independent time and just sharing our love for our craft, there just wasn't a platform like this. And so I thought, why do I have to end the night being the host? I want to continue doing that for
Yeah,
my
yeah,
community and have a space where we can come and say, hey, this is how I create something, even if it is for a half an hour of our day, to say to the next artist, you can create this too. Hey, I'm just a girl from Dufferin and Glencairn in Toronto. You're a woman out in London, Ontario. If we can find resources where we are, these resources are not specifically pen and papers, they're in our minds. We're artists and we needed a space to sort of share that. And I love that you are open enough to say, hey guys, I'm Erin Fernandes. I'm the 2026 winner of the Contessa Awards and the 2024 NAHA Hairstylist of the Year and three-time Ontario Hairstylist of the Year.
yeah.
And look at you. Blush all you want, honey. You know, you're my friend and I will ring that bell all day for you
Oh,
because
well, thank you.
you are admitting to things that other hairdressers would never dare to say. They would never dare to say, at least from our generation when we started,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
would never say, oh, I called so and so, you know? And here we are saying, please, you can reach out to us. We're happy to share whatever note we have to share.
yeah.
So, on that note, do you ever in your like career have a moment where like you're thinking to yourself, this is wild. I can't believe this is my life right now.
Um, well, obviously, well, I mean, the NAHA is the big one, which again, I would say again because we may have talked about this, but I really, I went there and I mean, I had a friend reach out and say like, "Are you going?" I'm like, "Duh, this may never happen to me again. Of course I'm going." I went into that just with like zero expectation. I was just like, "Oh my God, I'm here." So that one, and then the last one, the Canadian, which means I feel like it was like, wow, that happened. And this one just, meant so much to me. It was the one that moved me the most. It's the one that
Absolutely.
I've tried to set goals for myself the most. But truthfully, every time I get a semifinalist or a finalist notification when Contessa's puts it out, like I'm in bed at 9 a.m. on a Sunday, waiting for that email and just being like, like, please, please, please,
Fingers
I hope.
crossed.
Yeah.
Call my
Because there's
name.
multiple times that I haven't even made it to the semis.
Yep.
So every time that happens, it's a pinch me moment.
Moment.
Yeah.
Yes. I love that, Erin. I love the realness behind it as well. Like I said, why I love doing these lives is because it's very authentic. This is the real us. There
Hmm.
are moments where we've submitted in nominations or collection, sorry, and never got the nomination.
Yeah.
So this is where, hey guys, we're just as real, even though you have these incredible titles. I'm sure there's an expectation that you need to level up. Do you ever feel fearful? Do you ever get scared
So
knowing that?
I had a week off in March and I literally was so blocked with fear for the first half of it. I didn't create anything until the Thursday.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know what clicked. I don't know if it was just like get out of my own way, or start just yeah, I have to start one small image or look, and then the ball gets rolling in my
Yeah,
confidence. But yeah, I mean, it's so easy to be like, don't let fear stand in your way. And, of course, don't, but, or
right,
do what you can to overcome it because
right.
fear is just going to help you grow.
Absolutely. I always say, like, I want my fear to be right here.
Yeah.
Like, don't think for a second when people are like, wow, you get up in front of an audience, you're on stage. Well, you don't think that could be fearful? Of course. We've talked about judgment. We've talked about how people can look at you and think, well, how did you get there? And how did you earn that space or that time? And it's
Yeah.
called, I let my fear that I let sit right here drive me and push me forward because I do truly believe that the moment you feel uncomfortable is the minute you begin to grow.
Yeah.
So if that collection doesn't get a nomination, if I don't get a laugh from my audience, if people don't watch my show, I can guarantee you at the end of everything, I've learned from it.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. I mean, rejection sucks, but once I don't know, I'm not going to speak for you, but once I picked myself up, did a little grieving, did a little reflecting, oftentimes I can then admit, like, I didn't push myself hard enough, or I
Yep.
did push myself and it's just not what they were looking for. And that's
Absolutely.
okay. And
Yes.
still know I loved it. So
Yes.
whatever that looks like, it's either me being honest with myself or me
Yes.
acceptance of myself. But you know, it's I'm growing both times.
Well, and I think that's how you've elevated yourself. I think how can you carry all these titles, Erin, and not feel that pressure and not have the fear of thinking like, how much further can I keep pushing myself? And that this alone, this conversation alone stands and holds water, right? Like this is what makes you the artist that you are and pushing those boundaries. So thank you once again so much for coming on an episode of Sip and Snip with me and sharing so much. But I do have one last question I need to ask you because every show starts with a sip and every show ends with a little snip. So here it is. It's a little snippet of advice that I'd like to come from the 2026 Contessa Hairstylist of the Year. I want to know for the artist who is watching, here we go, that wants to reach that level, what would you tell them to start doing immediately? And what do they need to stop doing just as fast?
Um, okay, so I would say get a good photographer, get somebody you can work with,
Okay.
somebody that's pushing you, motivating you. Um, if for somebody who is like fresh, reach out to somebody that inspires you. Maybe somebody can come to the shoot. They
Yep.
can sort of give you some, do's and don'ts, what they're seeing when you're, in front of the camera.
I love that.
Um,
A mentor.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I would have loved that. That would have been
Right.
amazing.
Yeah.
Um, and I also encourage people if they have any questions, please reach out because I love like that's what I do. It's a teaching salon, so anything that for my assistants, I want to give,
Did you guys
So
hear that here?
it's
The
all
Canadian Hairstylist of the Year 2026 winner right here just offered her time. And I want people to hear that. That's why I'm repeating that because that is so generous. It is what our next generation of artists need. They need, even if it's just for a few minutes, a DM.
yeah,
Erin, what are your three top pointers for a well executed photo shoot?
right. Yeah.
Right? And I'm
Yeah.
sure you'd be more than happy to say, get a good photographer, which you just
Get
mentioned.
good photographer, mentor, wardrobe, so important. I've learned that the hard way on many occasions. Choosing your models carefully that,
Right.
will reflect the hairstyle, skin tone, all of that. Um, and, do follow those people that inspire you or
Right.
get so that you can get more inspiration and then turn it into your own.
Yes.
Um,
And on
the
that note, you also share on your posts on Instagram, for instance, you tag everybody. You tag your photographer, you tag your models. And I really do feel that, my mother has taught me this, that if you don't ask, the answer is always no.
right,
So
right.
put yourself out there. That's the one chance you have.
I get it. It's scary,
Yeah.
but I've I have before, and people have responded so well to me. So
Yeah.
where I'm like, oh God, who am I to be messaging these hugely famous Instagram and award-winning artists that? But I mean, again, it's just artists learning from artists.
Yeah, and listen, we
Um,
all start from somewhere. And it doesn't
absolutely,
matter at what level of career you are at, or I am at, or whoever is watching. We all start from somewhere. And guess what? We all start again at some point.
yeah,
There,
yeah,
I love to learn.
True.
Education is truly the essence of what makes us great artists. So
Great.
now that we know all the good stuff, tell us, what do they immediately need to stop doing?
Well, don't let fear stop you. Um,
Ding, 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 ding,
yeah.
ding.
I haven't figured out a way to get around that. I guess it's just persist, and then start something. And if it's not motivating you, stop, come back to it later. I think really fear. I, what, like, yeah, fear.
Well, you know what? You better put that fear in the back seat because you have a week of creativity coming ahead of you. And I wish you nothing but the best
Thank you.
juju juices of creativity coming your way. And thank you so much once again for not doing this just once, but twice with me today. And I am so, so grateful. I would be honored if you would allow me to call you my friend,
You
because
are my
that to
friend.
me, this is so beautiful. To me, all of you guys that I just girl fan over, I love you all. And this moment, getting to do this with you, is really special. And we get to share our love for hair and
Thank
all
you,
the
Mama.
beautiful.
It was doubly the fun today.
Thanks,
So
thanks.
thank
It
you.
was fun. And now the bras come off, the slippers
Yay!
can fly, and let your creative juices flow, baby. We wish you all the best. And for all of you who joined us live twice, we thank you.
Thank you so much,
Right?
everybody, and thank you, Palma.
Thank you. Peace,
Okay.
baby girl. Have a great week.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Ciao, honey. Bye.